Alright guys, I just finished episode 33 of Love Island USA, season 7. I cannot believe that we only have 2 more episodes left. Like, it has been a journey. This show has had me sweating. This show has had me stressed the fuck out. This show has had me happy, sad, excited, angry, mad, annoyed, shocked, all kind of emotions. I feel like I've been in a toxic yet loving yet stressful relationship with someone, and we only have 2 more episodes for it to be over, and it's ending, and I cannot believe it. So tonight's episode started with the Islanders reacting to Taylor and Clark leaving the villa. Well, mostly about Taylor. They didn't really mention Clark. Rightfully so, I guess. They've known Taylor since the beginning. Like, he was with them from the jump. So Nick and Alandria are talking, and they're feeling great because they feel like America wanted them to stay. America wanted them to continue to explore this connection. I'm just like, I don't know. I still smell bullshit, guys. I hate that I smell bullshit, but I just smell bullshit. I just don't think they're that into each other. That's my dog, by the way. He'll be in the video now, I guess, because he's getting comfortable. But I'm still not buying it. Like, I do believe that they're really good friends. I do believe, that feelings could develop, but I just don't think they really are into each other the way that they're saying they're into each other. But who knows? Later on in the episode, Nick is talking to Ace and he's telling him, I woke up to some cuddles, and I know we're not just friends, and I feel like we're building to that level, and I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not really buying it, guys. But hey, I wish them the best because I do like Alondria a lot, and she deserves the right man for her. Then we go to Shelly and Ace, and that was his dog. Taylor was his dog, from the jump, and he's feeling. You could tell he looked like he almost wanted to cry, honestly. And Shelly was like, you could cry tonight. I'll cry with you. And he kind of laughs like, I guess he's really emotional. You know what I will say about Ace? It seems like he's really in tune with his emotions, and that's a great quality to have, whether you're a man or a woman, because it means you're very understanding of other people's feelings as well. And we've seen that with him in certain situations with other Islanders. He's been able to kind of see where they're coming from, and that's a great quality. But yeah, he was shocked because he thought they were going to be on the chopping block, him and Shelly, because they haven't been really, America hasn't really been feeling them lately, or so that's what he said. Then we see Huda and Chris, and Huda's crying. Huda's always crying. She's very emotional, but she says, when things were bad, Taylor was there for her, and she's just really emotional about him leaving. I mean, I get it. They all, like I said, they all came in together. So that original first group, they're gonna have more deeper connections and feelings when one of their partners in crime leave the villa. Then we see Huda and Chris talking about this situation again, and she's explaining why she doesn't want to kiss publicly. She doesn't want to go too fast because of the last situation. So at least she's explaining the situation a little more further than she did in the last episode. So that was good. But Chris was just staring into space like he literally was checked out. And I was like, damn, it's not looking good. So Huda asks Chris, are you checked out? And he's like, I mean, yeah, I'm checked out of this topic, this conversation. Like, I feel disrespected, and I'm tired of talking about it. I respect how you move, but it's still confusing to me. And then Huda starts with her. Well, you want me to leave you alone? You want me to stop talking to you? You want me to? You know how she gets. She's been doing this throughout the entire season. And he's like, yeah, you're so quick to just be like, you want me to leave you alone? You want me to, and you walk away. Like, you can tell that those qualities are kind of annoying to Chris. And I will say Huda seems like she's trying to push past them a little bit more than before, because she's because she even spoke to Amaya and said, how can I start to show that public affection? I want to do little things like I'm touching him a little more. I want to, so I can see her trying, but Chris is annoyed. Like, especially in the beginning of the episode, he was completely annoyed and tired of talking about the situation. And he's like, your priorities are fucked up. Like, you want to have sex, but you don't want to kiss. Like, it don't make sense. And I understand him. You know, that's like Amaya said later in the episode. If I was with a guy and we're having sex and then we go in public and he don't want to kiss me, I'm gonna be like, why are you not trying to kiss me? So I understand where he's coming from. I get it. Like, shit, it's just a little different because for once it's a guy saying this and not the girl. So they go through that conversation, and then Chris talks to Ace, and Ace is like, you know, you guys gotta find a happy medium. Funny enough, I just mentioned how Ace can kind of feel and understand people's feelings. He was telling Chris essentially, like, you know, she's been through a lot in the house with prior situations, and you gotta kind of understand that. You both gotta come to this happy medium to where you guys can fix it. So then Chris spoke to Brian, and he's like, I still like her, of course. I'm just annoyed with everything. Then Ace is talking about he really wants to close off with Shelly, but he's afraid because, you know, people switch up when they get outside, and he doesn't know. He doesn't want to just be like, oh, yeah, you my girl in here, and then we go outside and we're not even, you know, and that this is the first time he's felt this deep connection with a woman, you know, like he's with her day to day. It's a different feeling, it's a different vibe, but he's really feeling her. I mean, we knew he was feeling her from day one. The moment they met up in the villa and they were like, oh shit, I loved them from the beginning. I lost them in the middle, but I'm back with them. And I really, 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 truly believe that Ace and Shelly should win this competition. They played the game the way they were supposed to. They were consistently open, and, you know, the journey, the growth, the almost breaking apart, but the coming back together, the trials, the tribulations, all of that good stuff. I feel like they deserve to win. That's just my opinion. Then Alondria gets a text, and it's time to get hot and wet in Viva Las Villa. A game. A game. This was a game. And of course, the game ended well. Let me tell you how it was. It was like a cardboard pink convertible, and they had to like pose and then come down a stripper pole, then get on like a surfboard type of thing and slide down into the next game area. They were tripping and slipping and falling and can't get up. So they have to slide into the next area where they get strapped into the chair that's spinning, and they have to transfer the cocktail liquid into their partner's glass. You know, it was like a big glass. Then after that, they go down a slide into bubbles. And of course, what do they have to do? Say it with me. Slob and spit and saliva and mix all the juices. You know it ain't a Love Island game without some tonguing down, kissing, making out session. And that's just what they did. So that was a really funny game. Brian was just flinging the liquid back at Amaya, and he wasn't even getting in the glass, and he almost drowned her when they were kissing after they went down the slide. There was bubbles in her face and her mouth. It was crazy. Who else? Huda, of course, you know, Huda got to do her Huda thing, and the twerking with the legs and the shaking with the legs spread, and twerking coming down the pole, twerking down the slide with her legs up in the air. Uh, Yo, you gotta love Huda. Huda is a crazy one. Oh, and it was so funny when he was not even aiming to fill the glass. He was literally drowning her in the cocktail juice. I think it was slime. I don't know. And she was blinded. She could barely even see. It was so funny. Then Shelly and Ace, and Shelly twerked going down the slide as well. It was a lot of twerking going on. Even when Nick and Olandria went down the slide, Nick did a little twerk before they went down the slide. He was funny when he went down the pole. He did the little Zoolander faces and stuff. But this was their first time kissing since Soul Ties. So they hadn't kissed in a long time. Granted, it's part of a challenge, but it's been a while. So, and they were going at it, you know. Then he's talking to, I think, Ace, and he's like, yo, she makes me feel like a teenager again. Like, I just feel like a giddy kid. And I don't know. Maybe they're growing on me slightly. I don't know. I still think it's all set up. But hey, whatever. Happy for them, right? I keep saying that. Then Olandria is talking to Shelly, and she's like, you know, he reassures me like I wasn't before. Obviously, she's talking about with Taylor. And she's like, she really wants to kiss outside of a challenge. And Shelly's like, I can't wait for you to tell me when that happens. And then it happens after her and Nick talk. They go to the photo booth, and I knew it was gonna happen there. Um, and they're like posing for pictures, and then they have their little makeout session. So they finally kiss outside of a challenge. So then Amaya and Brian plan, well, more so Amaya, she's like, we need to get Chris and Huda together. So they come up with this plan that Brian's going to take Chris to the dock, and then Amaya's going to go take, why am I forgetting names? Huda to the dock and go to the bathroom and leave them there to talk. So Brian is walking with Chris to the dock, and he's like, yo, bro, I got to use the bathroom. Give me a minute. I'll meet you at the dock. And he's like, all right. Brian leaves. Amaya goes with Huda, and she's like, I got to use the bathroom. Go meet me at the dock. And she's like, all right, I'll go wash my hands. And oh my God, Amaya's like, what am I going to do? Brain flow, think Amaya, think Amaya. So she's like, I got to do number 2, and I feel weird if I'm doing number 2 with people in the bathroom. So just go to the dock and wait for me. So Huda goes to the dock, and they're like, I smell something funny happening. So then Huda and Chris start talking, and he's like, he just doesn't want to dwell on the situation and stay stuck there dwelling on it, talking about it over and over and over and not moving on. And she's like, well, is it a deal breaker that I'm not, And he's like, I'm receptive to it. They pretty much talked it out. I think he was just tired of talking about it. And he's just like, it is what it is. But we already saw when she told Amaya that she was trying to do little things like touch him. And so I think she's going to just start doing PDA or whatever. We'll see in the next episode, I guess. So then they get a text, the hideaway is open again, and everybody's like, Shelly and Ace, Shelly and Ace, Shelly and Ace. So then Shelly's getting ready, and yo, Shelly looked bad today. Like, she had this fly, black little, I guess it was like a lingerie. It looked like a little outfit, like a bra top with a little skirt, but I guess it was lingerie. And Ace, I don't know, the fellas just come with their boxes. That's it. That's hilarious to me. But they go to the hideaway, and he tells her to get into her bathing suit, and she's like, oh, my birthday suit? And he's like, whatever, she goes to the bathroom. He runs to the outside area of the hideaway, and there's sand. One thing about Ace, he is very impromptu and very creative. I love that about him, and that is a really, really great I was going to say great quality to have, because no matter the circumstances, he's never been in the hideaway. He must have just saw the sand and thought of it right on the spot. So no matter the circumstances, he is ready to just come up with something, to do something to make that person feel special. It's even like when he was telling Taylor with Nicolandria, like, bro, you got to do stuff with her, And Taylor was like, what am I going to do? We in a villa. And it's like, you just don't have the creativity that Ace got. So anyway, Ace goes out to the sand area. He trying as fast as he can to make a heart. Then he makes a A plus C, I think, or C plus A with the Cupid arrow. Shelly comes out. He tells her, close your eyes. Walks her to the sand area, and then he takes up the step. And he's like, open your eyes. And she sees it. And she's like, oh, that's really sweet. It was a really sweet moment. Very thoughtful. Then he's like, I wrote you a poem. Well, he didn't say poem, but he said, I wrote you something. And essentially, he was just talking about ever since the day I met you in New York City, I was like, how did my princess get away? And, he was just talking about his journey of being hurt by love, and he put his heart in restraints, and she's the one. She's the one, and I want to be exclusive with you, Shelly, my belle. So that was really cute and sweet. And she said, of course. So that was a really nice way to end the episode. I get so giddy when I see love like that between people, especially two people who seem genuinely into each other. And like I said, they've had that growth from when they met in New York City, and then just exchanged a couple of messages on social media, and then now they're in this villa, and just the journey they've built. Ace and Shelly have got to win. I will say it again. Ace and Shelly have got to win. With that being said, we have 2 more episodes till we find out the winner. Tomorrow is Family Day. I thought they knew Family was coming. I never knew it was going to be a surprise. So we see the preview. Family comes walking in, and there's crying. Like, you can see multiple Islanders crying. So this is going to be so interesting just to see their reactions. I wonder what family members are coming. what they're gonna say about their experience, because the family's been watching everything. What the family feels about who they're currently coupled up with. This is gonna be really interesting. I know Nicolandria's, yeah, Nicolandria is the name. I keep forgetting it's Nick and Olandria. But anyway, Nick's parents, not Nicolandria's parents, because they're not one person. Nick's parents really like Olandria for him. They've been posting on social media and supporting and all that good stuff. So I'm sure they're going to be fawning over Olandria in person. I'm excited to see that episode. I cannot believe there's only 2 more episodes. It's like I don't want it to be over, but I also kind of want it to be over because I've just been stressed and it's just, whew, Lord Jesus Christ. Lord, it's a fire. But yeah. Let me know what you thought of this episode. I thought a couple was going home, but I guess tomorrow is when the couple goes home. I wonder who are going to be the top three. Okay, let's see. I think the top three will be Shelly and Ace, Amaya and Brian, and probably Nicolandria, just because they have a huge following online. But we might be surprised. So let's see. And then I don't know if they cut it down to top two after that, like a countdown version. It'll be Ace and Shelly and Nicolandria. Or no, I don't know because people love Amaya and I love Amaya too. But I think Ace and Shelly should win. Let me know who you think should win, what you thought of tonight's episode, and I will catch you on the next video. Or if not, I'll catch you in the comment section. Peace.